I believe everybody has a dream. I'm not talking necessarily about a dream like I want to win an Oscar for Best Actor or I want to win NBA MVP. I'm not talking about necessarily these really specific dreams. I'm talking about more of a feeling that everyone has inside. I think that we are possessed by this dream or this idea that we could be better. Our conscience witnesses to us that we aren't living to our potential. And the dream that I'm referencing is more about who you could be if you really got your act together. If you stopped living on autopilot and you got intentional and purposeful about how you spent your time. Hi, Kayla. Hi, Kayla. By the way, what I'm doing right now is I'm intentionally training for my first 100-mile trail race, which is the Bighorn 100 coming up in 2 weeks. This is my peak weekend of training. I'm trying to hit about 60 miles this weekend with like 13 or 14,000 feet of climbing. So it's just going to be a brutal weekend of training. But what I know, what always happens, and this is the way life works, is that when we start aiming at something, which is a good start, we want to aim at something, the pain and the reality of the situation, once we start working towards a goal, the pain and the reality of the situation takes over.
Rolled my ankle a little bit, that's always fun. I feel really stupid when you ram your head into a tree.
If my goal is to get in shape, to go to the gym every day in the morning, the reality of actually hitting, the alarm clock hitting you when you wake up in the morning and you having to get out of bed, you lose sight of the dream. When that alarm clock goes off, it's hard. And your present reality takes over for the dream. And you give yourself an excuse, you give yourself a way out. And you lose sight of the aim that you need to have in life.
The thing that we don't learn about life because we have so much comfort early in our lives, and schooling really shelters us from having to take any risks or do anything difficult. But the thing is we never learn that life is actually really hard. Like, I have this idea that I want to go have this huge day of training for this big 100-mile race, and it's going to be so awesome, and I'm going to be so strong. But then, as soon as you get on the trail and you start climbing, you start realizing real quick, oh wait, this is hard. And that's the way life is. Life is hard.
We think that we're after this mountaintop experience. We think that we're after some achievement. I think almost anyone that has ever experienced success is going to say to you that it's lonely at the top, whether that's a very small level of success or an incredible, world stage success. You don't get to just stay at the top and bask in it forever. That voice, that conscience that speaks to you forces you to keep going. And not obeying that voice is where we get ourselves into trouble. When we live on autopilot and we just go from thing to thing, we find ourselves looking for somebody else's story. We find ourselves looking for somebody else's answers.
Just hiding in the shade here at the top. Hot, tired, gotta get down. I hate chocolate flavored gels. Gotta hurry back. His wifey has plans. The thing that's so sad is like the self-help industry is a $11 billion a year industry in this country. The mental health industry, $200 billion. Antidepressants, another $20 billion. And I don't want to minimize legitimate issues that people have, but there really is a reality to the fact that those industries are growing bigger and bigger because people actually don't understand that life actually is hard. Life actually is unfair. Life actually requires a lot of horrible things, and it sucks sometimes. We haven't been conditioned and set up with the understanding that that's just how it is. And so we look around and there's all these gurus, all these self-help people that tell us how easy it is, and if you just do this or that, you know, you'll be a millionaire and you'll be happy and you'll have a supermodel wife. But people get caught up in this idea and they look to these other people. They look to the mental health industry, the self-help industry, because they think someone else has the answers and nobody else has your answers. You have to discover it. No one else can help you. You have to be lost. You have to try really hard at things and fail. And there is no ultimate mountaintop experience. There is no day when you arrive. The point is, don't live your life on autopilot. Actually live it. Like the William Wallace quote from Braveheart, every man dies, not every man really lives.